Hey you guys, welcome to today's video. It is foundation featured breakdown. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down. What's the best and worst? And I always say this at the end of my videos, but I'm gonna say it now. Please subscribe if you haven't. Go click a button that will make that happen for you. I do a series on my channel called Foundation Featured. I started it this year. I've done it for a few months. And I got a lot of foundations that I've reviewed for you guys. It's been a weekly thing. I mean, there's been a few weeks here and there I have missed, but there have been a lot of foundations. And I love foundation. I am constantly looking for that one perfect one. And I don't think it's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna always be mixing, blending. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to give you some hits and misses. I actually have a lot of hits. Some of the misses, the bad ones, I returned. And you know what? They are not bad, horrible. They were just not great for me, because I know some people out there love them. And some of them are very popular, especially on YouTube. And so yeah, I have bought 99% of these myself, I think, yeah, something like that, 95% of them myself, and that's a lot of money. So if I can return one because I don't like it, I will. But if some of the ones I didn't like, I've kept, and then of course I keep the ones I like. Because I'm not in the business of just buying makeup and returning it. Do people do that? Okay. I'll go with the not so good ones. How about that? CoverGirl Outlast 3-in-1. This is also now called their, I don't know, it's like their all day. It's gone through some changes in terms of the name. But it's, and packaging. It is a cream to powder foundation, and it just went on very patchy, very kind of not good. So it wasn't, I find that actually stick foundations and cream to powders haven't been a great success batting average for me. So yeah, speaking of the Besame, this foundation stick, this breaks my heart. A few of them that I don't like break my heart because I want to like them. Besame I love. Check out my Snow White palette tutorial if you want to. I love their lipsticks. There is so much about Besame I love. The stick foundation did not do it for me. I didn't pick the right colors for one. I think I went really light. Two, I probably was just a little heavy-handed. People have said that they love it if they apply it, if they warm it first with their fingers and blend it into the skin like women would back in the 30s or the 40s, because now we're so used to just like piling product on and smacking it on with a sponge or a brush, and they just didn't do that back then. But anyhow, these are, I got shade 808 Natural Beige, just to give you a shade reference. I think they've dried out more since I bought them, sitting in my drawer. 808, I thought these would be great, and they turned out really light. And 801 Bisque. So if you are looking these up and you are my complexion, know that those shades are too light. Another one that kind of killed me because they sent it to me, and I actually have an affiliate link with them. I love their concealer. I'm on their PR list, and when you're a small channel, you are grateful for every PR list you are on. I'm not gonna lie. So they sent me the Amazing Cosmetics foundation, concealer foundation. This was launched, I believe, in the spring. It is the lightest coverage foundation I've ever found. It is so sheer, and it baffles me because their concealer is so concentrate. Like, you just need a tiny little bit and it covers beautifully. So sometimes I've just put this on and then pretty much put concealer with, you know, I mean, you could do that. I'm not sure. Yeah, it didn't work for me. And I love this company, and I love a lot of their products. I don't know why this doesn't wear very well on me. I think if you had good skin, you know, like no redness, nothing to kind of hide, then you would probably like it for a very natural foundation, because it's good, you know, if that's what you want, it's good, but I can't wear it. So, okay. Oh, one more, a few more. Oh, one that I have, I'm going to mention to you guys a couple, the ones that I returned, but this was my very first foundation featured, and it is the ERA, E-R-A, spray foundation. This is actually the bronzer. I think I gave away the bottle of foundation. That makeup, this spray makeup is so weird. This is the bronzer, and I actually keep it for summer to just touch up. The bronzer's kind of good. It smelled weird. It left a really big thick cloud in the air. When I applied it, it got everywhere. So you can do spray foundation in those conditions and kind of know what you're getting know what you're getting into and deal with it because you still like the coverage. I didn't like it enough to do it that way. I find that to be just a lot of work, and I feel like if I'm gonna spray it on something and then apply it with a brush or a sponge, I'm doing that with a regular liquid foundation. So I didn't feel like there was anything really good about the spray-on foundation that would make me want to continue to use it. And the coverage was, it was thick. It was thick. Okay, and now let me tell you the ones that I have returned that just didn't do it for me. The Milk Blur foundation was really nice. It actually gave more coverage, or I should say it was kind of a nice medium soft coverage, but it wasn't great. It wore down for me. It broke down, and it just, yeah, I didn't like the way it looked after a few hours. The Estee Lauder Water Foundation, the double, what is that one called? I'll look it up. It was so serum-y. It was so wet on my skin. I didn't really see the point either because it was a foundation in the $40 range, and I didn't like the finish. The Laura Mercier Flawless foundation, some people are loving it, and it was just not enough wow. When I show you the ones I did like, you know, I'll explain, but it was like, okay, it's good, but it didn't work for me. And I think texture, you know, my rosacea, my redness, texture, all of that really plays in because some people love it and it just really wears well on their skin. The Tarte Stick foundation, nope, it did not. It just didn't, it wasn't great, you know? Like, again, it broke down. I had to play with it. I didn't care for it. Same with that Hourglass concealer, foundation stick. I know people love that, and it wore off, and it smeared. And it's so expensive. It's like, why am I still dealing with this? Those are my not so goods. Not so good. Those are my eh. And then I have two that I am on the fence. I literally just put them in the middle column. And that is the Jouer foundation and this Revlon Youth FX foundation. This one had some benefits to it. I felt like there were times when I applied it, it really did a nice job of looking good on my face, but it is so expensive for a drugstore. It's $17, and you know, and the shades run really light, and so the shade ranges. Sometimes I just kind of, that sounds really mean, but sometimes I just kind of go, why do I like you? Like a boy in school who really likes you, but he's so weird and he keeps, you know, yeah, he like talks too close or something. I mean, that's what it's like. I'm just like, I really want you to go away. I'll get into the ones I liked with less enthusiasm and save the ones I really liked for the end. So, like Brussels sprouts on Thanksgiving. You eat them because you're like, this is kind of good. I like the way they've been prepared. But Brussels sprouts on a regular day, you're like, no, thanks, bye. So the CoverGirl Healthy Elixir, what is this? The Vitalist Foundation. This was in my Allure, yay or nay, and it was picked for the Allure Beauty Awards. It's good. It is good. I think I like the Wet n Wild better. I think I like the Wet n Wild. It's funny, I did not do Wet n Wild, or at least I couldn't find, did I do Wet n Wild for foundation featured? I don't think I did. The Wet n Wild Photo Finish Foundation, the LA Girl Foundation, they're better. This one's just okay, but it's nice. I hang on to it, I wear it sometimes. I have shade 710. Another one that was just kind of like very nice, but it was also kind of, you play with it because it wasn't, it is a medium coverage, and it's nice, but it wasn't like, oh my God, you know, phone home. So the Sonia Kashuk Perfecting Luminous Foundation, Sonia Kashuk foundations are so good, and they're affordable, and they're at Target, and they're good quality. I think they're cruelty free. You know, if you want like a luminous, this actually has more coverage than you would think for kind of a luminous soft foundation. See that? Has that nice sheen. Looks healthy on the skin. Another one that I thought I wasn't gonna like I was really excited about it. I was using it and I'm like, this is terrible. What is happening? And then I remember at the very end, I went, wait, I figured it out. And that was The Ordinary, that these work better with your fingers than any other way of applying them. So I was using a sponge, I was using a brush, and I couldn't understand why it was getting in my pores, and it just wasn't anything great. And Wayne Goss goes on and on about these foundations because they're $6. They were sold out for months and months and you couldn't get them. It was like a Cabbage Patch in 1984. And then I figured out, if you put it on with your fingers, it's really good. So I have the serum and I have the coverage foundation. And the serum foundation, I should say, the coverage foundation is really the same as the serum, just a little more coverage. So maybe a little drier too. So if you have dry skin, go with the serum. If you have oily skin, go with the coverage one. But they are very thin and watery, but they really go into the skin like a second skin. So now we're getting into the ones that I have been using and enjoying on a regular basis. So Dalton sent me this, and this is their Hydrogel, and this is in the shade Light. I really enjoy this foundation. It is hydrating, it has good coverage. The light shade actually is quite light. So not a lot of shade selection, but if you're a fan of shopping on QVC and you have wondered about this, if you are a dry skin, if you like medium coverage, not too heavy, but just enough, this is a really nice foundation. Then another one that's blurring and soft and pretty is the Bye Bye Lines It Cosmetics Foundation. This one surprised me because it is lightweight and it's not a very heavy coverage, and I don't actually care anymore. I used to love the CC creams and other foundations that It Cosmetics makes, and they have ingredients in them, or they used to, that really triggered my rosacea. So I steered clear. Now, if they've changed those formulas and those ingredients like citrus oil and stuff like that is removed, I will visit them again. But right now, also the shade ranges are a little off, but I think they're getting better with that. So the Bye Bye lines, just people have said when you guys have commented about this and you say how my skin looks alive and radiant and glowing, and I really think that's what is special about it, is that it's got that kind of that blurring technology, but it's it is natural, you know, it doesn't look heavy and it feels good on the skin. Sometimes it's not enough coverage for me, so I add in another kind of, you know, brand I'm loving with more coverage, and I'll mix them. And then sometimes, you know, if I feel like I'm having a really good skin day, then I won't care and I'll just wear the Bye Bye lines. And then one that, you know, really doesn't get a lot of mention, but I actually wore it. I've been wearing this in a few videos. I might have credited it in the drop down box, but I haven't been talking about it much. And that is the Catrice HD Liquid Foundation. Catrice is now in Ulta stores. I don't know if this particular formula is. This may still be online. This is kind of like it reminds me a little bit of the Giorgio Armani, and I think Geek Out of Water compared this to the Fenty Beauty. But it's mattifying, but it's not thick. And so I think that's what's cool about it, because if you have a dry skin, you can still use this. And as long as, you know, you prep your skin, I feel like you can use whatever foundation you want anyway. But these kind of, and it's an HD and it's cheap. And it's a very kind of liquidy serum foundation, but it does a good job of covering and feeling, you know, just light on the skin. Like it doesn't, you don't get cake face, and it's really kind of nice. But it doesn't have a lot of coverage, but I would say medium coverage, and I think it is buildable, so we like that. Anyway, that was this is kind of a little dark horse, a little, like, where'd you come from? Catrice is just kind of awesome. There's some hidden gems in that line. Okay, now down to, oh, you guys, Onna, and bless them, they sent me a lovely package of stuff that I haven't even gotten to yet. Well, I've tried it, but I haven't shown it to you. I have a powder, I have a cream foundation, I have an eyeshadow, a lipstick, yeah. So Onna is a company that makes non-toxic makeup. So makeup that has no BHT, no parabens, some formulas without titanium dioxide, some formulas without mica. Not that that is a toxin, but that can be very sensitizing to some people, or they avoid it for whatever reason. Gluten-free, vegan, you know, fragrances, like there are so many things that people will find that they can't use in their makeup. And this company really addresses that, and they are really helping create products that the most sensitive skins, the people with the most, you know, irritable skins in terms of what you can, you know, what agrees on your skin. Anyway, so I think it's great. So this is the one I will sometimes mix with my Bye Bye lines, or something else for just a little more coverage, because it's a very dense product, and it's just good stuff, you guys. I think I have, what shade am I? Cashew. There's quite a shade range too, so we appreciate that. See how, like, obviously this is, you know, not powdered and not soaking into my skin, but it's a very liquidy foundation. So for matte, I feel like it's a demi matte. Okay, so my two favorites that I've been using lately for coverage and just the finish and how well they wear are the Huda Beauty, which blows my mind. And I could be just using this because it's the most recent foundation I've purchased. So sometimes, you know, out of sight, out of mind. Sometimes we do that where we forget about something we liked a long time ago, and it's really stuck in the back of the drawer, whereas this one is front and center and I've been reaching for it. But I do like it, and it's the Macaroon 230N. I keep saying it does have a fragrance, so if that turns you off or you can't use anything with fragrance, you won't like this foundation, but it is a beautiful product. And then the Bare Minerals Bare Pro is so good. I have Cashmere 06. I really like this. I do. I am surprised because Bare Minerals foundations that they've had in the past, not their powder, but their liquids, I've not been a fan of. Of course, their powder foundation is kind of like, you know, the OG of mineral makeup, and that is still awesome. I just never wear it. Anyway, I think because it feels really weird to swirl a brush over my face over and over, and because I'm so sensitive, that sensation actually doesn't feel good on my skin, and it kind of feels prickly. Anyway, okay, the Bare Minerals, I'll swatch these for you. Great shade range, good coverage, looks nice on the skin. Everything looks the same on the back of my hand when I'm swatching it. I realize that. The Huda, this is a more yellow toned foundation, I feel like at least that's what it seemed at first. This one is more coverage, a little more matte, has a little more grip to it. Does that look more pink? This one, a little more dewy, but still long wearing. Both go really well with the, you know, putting other products on top, like powder and yeah. And I think sometimes that happens too with the ones I didn't enjoy as much, is that when I powdered them, they kind of broke down or things moved around. And I feel like once you layer other makeup on top of makeup, that's another test of how well it wears. So that is all my foundation featured, broken down into a what's what for you to have like an easy, you know, primer. Give the 411, the skinny, the white pages, the yellow pages. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, I just know that I love foundation, and I will continue to review foundations a lot on my channel, and if that's cool with you, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, and like I said, subscribe to my channel, and then there you go. Thanks for watching. See you next time.